Welcome to the Explainer. So, you know that awful feeling when you walk into your garage or your living room and you're just staring at this massive sagging couch or a busted refrigerator, secretly wishing it would just magically disappear? We've absolutely all been there. Reclaiming your space from that kind of bulky clutter is honestly one of the absolute fastest ways to drop your stress levels and totally refresh your home or business. But beyond just getting your precious square footage back, handling waste disposal the right way is a huge win for a cleaner environment and a healthier community for all of us. Think of bulk trash pickup as your ultimate superpower for clearing out those heavy, awkward items responsibly. It saves you time, it saves you money, and it saves your back. But here's the catch. If you do it wrong, you're looking at massive headaches, items left rotting on your curb, and even some pretty hefty municipal fines. So today, we're going to make you an absolute expert on how to navigate your city's waste disposal services smoothly and correctly. But first, we have to ask a kind of funny but completely crucial question. Which Lexington do you actually live in? I know, it sounds like a joke, but waste management rules are literally night and day depending on your state. In Lexington, Kentucky, the city treats it like a free public utility. It's completely tax-funded for eligible residents. On the flip side, Lexington, Massachusetts runs this highly regulated, fee-based, pay-as-you-throw system because of strict state environmental mandates. For the bulk of this explainer, we're really going to zone in on the Kentucky system, but we'll point out some pretty fascinating comparisons with Massachusetts as we go. Okay, let's dive into our roadmap for today. We're going to cover eligibility, accessing services, scheduling, curbside prep, troubleshooting, and finish up with a quick disclaimer. Starting right off with step 1, determine your eligibility. You might think everyone automatically gets the service, but the geographic boundaries and property types are actually remarkably strict. In Lexington, Kentucky, that awesome free city service is exclusively for residential properties inside the developed urban service boundary. If you're out in the rural areas, you're going to have to contract with a private hauler. And here's a huge detail for renters and landlords. If you live in a Kentucky apartment complex, townhouse, or condo with 7 or more units, you literally don't qualify for curbside bucky pickup. By law, those properties have to use commercial dumpsters, so you'd need to coordinate directly with your property manager instead of the city. Moving right along to step 2, accessing city services. So how do we actually get the ball rolling and contact the city? Well, if you're in Kentucky, the magic number is 311. You'll use the Lex Call 311 system. You can literally just dial 311 on your phone, hop on their website, or, honestly, the best way, just use the Lex Call mobile app. Now, if we look up at Massachusetts, it's a totally different ballgame. They use a web widget and app called Lex Sort Smart to handle all their scheduling and fee payments. But for our Kentucky folks, just grab your phone and fire up Lex Call 311. Okay, step 3, scheduling the pickup. This part is beautifully straightforward, but timing is everything if you want to avoid delays. It's basically 3 steps. First, take a good look at your junk and identify your exact items so you can accurately describe them in the app or to the 311 operator. Second, go ahead and submit your request. And third, place your items out. In Kentucky, they typically come by to haul your stuff away within 5 business days, usually lining up perfectly with your regular weekly trash collection day. Now hold on, because this perfectly illustrates one of the most unique and frankly confusing rules I've ever seen, the preceding holiday makeup system in Kentucky. You definitely want to pay attention here. Most places, like Massachusetts, just bump your pickup back by a day if there's a holiday, right? Well, actually, scratch that for Kentucky. They often move it forward. If your normal collection day lands on a Thursday or Friday holiday, they will actually come grab your stuff on the Wednesday prior to the holiday. Keep that in the back of your mind so you don't completely miss your window. Which brings us to step 4, preparing for the pickup. Listen, how you place your items on the curb is literally make or break. It determines whether your stuff disappears like magic or gets slapped with an ugly violation sticker and left behind. In Kentucky, items absolutely must be placed flat on the ground right next to your standard carts. Do not lean that old couch against a tree or a fire hydrant. You need to give them a solid 3 feet of clearance from any obstacles or overhead wires. Mattresses and box springs? Totally fine. You can even ditch up to 4 passenger tires per week, but, and this is key, they have to be taken off the metal rims. And yeah, they'll happily take your rusty old grill just as long as you've completely removed the charcoal and the gas tanks. Guys, there is an absolute deal-breaker safety rule you have to know about for appliances. If you are throwing out a refrigerator or a freezer, you must remove the doors before dragging it to the curb. No exceptions. This is a vital safety protocol to prevent kids or animals from accidentally getting trapped inside. Now, appliances with Freon, like an old window AC unit, are totally accepted. But if you've got an appliance filled with commercial oil, there is no way they're taking that. It is strictly prohibited.
Speaking of things you can't leave out, let's make sure you don't make these common rookie mistakes. You absolutely cannot put electronics out on the curb in Kentucky. No TVs, no computers, no printers. Those have to be driven over to the free electronics recycling center down on Versailles Road. And if you put out wet paint, hazardous chemicals, heavy construction debris like drywall and concrete, or those tires we mentioned that are still stuck on their metal rims, yeah, the trucks are going to drive right past them.
Here's a super actionable success tip for you. If you are tossing a mattress or a sleeper sofa because unfortunately you're dealing with a bedbug infestation, you cannot just haul it out to the curb like normal. You have got to call 311 first for special handling instructions. This is so important because it protects the sanitation workers and keeps you from getting hit with a code violation.
To put this whole thing into perspective, just look at the upcoming fee schedule for Lexington, Massachusetts that hits in September 2026. Up there, residents are going to be paying nearly $50 just to get rid of a mattress and over $50 for large electronics. It really highlights what an incredible money-saving community benefit that free tax-funded utility system in Kentucky actually is. You just have to make sure you're using it correctly.
Let's wrap up the process with steps 5 and 6, troubleshooting.
So, what happens if things go wrong and your pickup just gets missed? Usually it comes down to a few common culprits. Maybe your standard green trash cart is just way too heavy. It actually has a strict 200-pound max limit. Or maybe the trash inside wasn't bagged properly. Sometimes people just totally forget about that tricky preceding holiday schedule we talked about, or they accidentally hide some prohibited hazardous items in the pile. If none of that applies to you, don't panic. Just contact 311 right away to report it missed, and make sure you have your original confirmation number handy when you call.
But hey, what if you're tackling a massive home renovation and the curb just isn't going to cut it? In Kentucky, you actually have options. You can request the city's Loan-a-Box program, where they drop off a 10-yard bin right at your place for large debris. That said, if you're doing a total gut job with massive construction debris, or maybe clearing out a whole estate, you'll need to skip the city entirely and rent a private commercial dumpster.
And for those times when you've got a pickup truck and you don't mind getting your hands a little dirty, just remember the number 4. Fayette County residents actually get 4 free trash disposal days every single year over at the Bluegrass Regional Transfer Station. You can literally drive up and drop off a full pickup truckload of non-hazardous household junk absolutely free of charge. It's a fantastic perk.
All right, let's bring it all together with our summary and disclaimer.
Basically, reclaiming your space is as easy as 1, 2, 3, 4. First, double-check that your property actually qualifies for city service and doesn't require a commercial dumpster. Second, submit that request through the super easy LexCal 311 app or over the phone. Third, prep your items safely on the curb, remembering your clearances and those appliance safety rules. And fourth, take a step back, take a deep breath, and enjoy your clean, clutter-free space knowing you handled it responsibly. Now, a quick heads up. All this info is accurate as of August 2026. But local waste management policies, boundary lines, and definitely fee structures can and do change. So please always check your official municipal websites for the very latest updates before you start hauling heavy stuff out to the curb. So I'm going to leave you with this question to think about. What bulky, awkward piece of junk is taking up precious real estate in your home or your garage literally right now? Now that you know exactly how simple this system is, when are you going to pull out your phone and finally schedule that pickup? Go get your space back, help keep the community clean, and I will catch you in the next explainer.